does everyone have so much money? Like, what am I missing?
They don't. They're lying. The bags are fake. The shoes are fake. The cars have them in $100,000 worth of debt. The credit cards are maxed out. They're probably living with like 5 different roommates. Parents might be giving them a little bit of money, or they're either doing OF or...
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel. City boy! City boy! All right, here we have it. Where are we watching this from? Let's check it out. Social media is fake and totally not worth the debt. Megan Lerner. Anyways, y'all see that on the screen? That's her TikTok. If you want to go check out her channel, I always try to plug the people that I'm watching and, they're helping create a dialogue to have this conversation. I want to see what else she said. As of what I just heard in the last 15, 20 seconds, she's cooking. It's true. I think there are more people that have money than people really think, though, or know. I think a lot of people are struggling. I don't know if it's the majority are struggling. I guess that's a question we could ask ChatGPT. I wonder if statistically we could figure that out with ChatGPT. That's a good question. Anyways, but people are struggling right now. But I do think even though a lot of people are struggling, there's also this huge sect of people that are doing good, right? Like I live in Colorado and I live in a good neighborhood. I live in, a solid place, but I don't live in like, the burbs where you're like, I don't know, man, Colorado's interesting. I'm just going to speak for Colorado Springs. There are these areas where it's just like people are living like right on the mountain. There's no homeless people in the area. It's like, bruh, it's so expensive. You go to Castle Rock, you go to Denver, it's so expensive. But there's a gang of people living in these areas. A gang. So much that they're building new houses. So I don't know what the statistics are, but a lot of people are struggling, though. And I'd argue from the vocal perspective, it would seem like more people are struggling than doing well. But, guys, when it comes to being optimistic and trying to keep a positive mindset, there is a ton of people succeeding and doing well. So, that's a vibration I try to keep to get to that next level. You know how it goes. Anyways, I showed you her TikTok. If y'all want to follow her and show her some love, awesome. If you want to rock with me, like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, man. Link in the description of my other channels. I'm Black Pegasus if you didn't know. And let's get it popping.
How does everyone have so much money? Like, what am I missing?
They don't. They're lying. The bags are fake. The shoes are fake. The cars have them in $100,000 worth of debt. The credit cards are maxed out. They're probably living with like 5 different roommates. Parents might be giving them a little bit of money, or they're either doing OF or it's Krug money, And obviously this is like an oversimplification, over justification here. I'm not saying that there aren't people that do have money out there, and she's not saying that either. We're talking about the overall collective average individual. It's all fake. Okay, everything that you're seeing on social media and all these social media influencers who are pretending that they have this luxurious lifestyle where they're traveling every single weekend, where they're sporting their brand new Cartier, their brand new bags, Balenciaga, whatever the case is. It's all fucking fake, girl. It's all fabricated. DHgate is a real thing. And hey, I love my faux bags, okay? I got quite a few. All of the Cartier, all of the high-end.
I don't know what DHgate is. I'm guessing it's some type of high-end bag. I don't know, man. You know what my flex is, y'all? Like, my flex is like, I call it an investment, but I invested a shit ton of money so my daughter could go to Panama and get stem cells, which eventually eliminated her arthritis, her kid's arthritis. I don't even care. Like I feel like I'm in a hoopty. I'm not going to say what kind of car I drive, but it's like a 07. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, yo, it's A to B. I got wifey a better vehicle because it's, I felt like it's a little more safe for her and the kids to be in there. But, a lot of people do fake the funk. It's easy to do that on social media. Remember that thing when all the rappers were going on jets that wasn't theirs and be like, yo, I'm about to take a flight. They do a photo op and the Instagram's reel in there, and then they don't take a flight. It's literally just for the gram. I think it was called the Bow Wow Challenge because little Bow Wow did some fake and then it's like, dude, I don't get it. A lot of stuff is fake. I did buy some fake bags from China, some fake Louis Vuitton bags that look really cool, look real, but I never use them. because the one backpack that I would use, there's a little part that, because I always have a gang of shit in my backpack, it would just fall apart. So I was like, well, oh well. You know what's ironic is I have this Louis Vuitton backpack and I've taken it places. Some people are like, oh, that's hot. Da, 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 da. But you know what's funny? Got a Rockstar backpack. You know, the Rockstar, the energy drink from a concert I did. They had sponsored the concert and they were throwing out backpacks. It's super sturdy, super durable. I travel with that. I've gotten more compliments for that than I did my Louis Vuitton shit, which is hilarious. It's always like these dudes who look kind of wild, like they're like, hey man, where'd you get that backpack? I'm like, yo, son, this is wild. Like, I love Rockstar. Anyways, yeah, people are faking the funk for sure. Not all. And like I said before, I think there's a lot of people doing really well, and those people tend to stand out because they're just like really able to do stuff. But a lot of the stuff is fake. And when they are doing all these things that, you know, on Instagram or doing all these things you see, a lot of these people are in super debt, in super high amounts of debt, you know, or they got, you know, the one thing she's not mentioning, I don't know if she said it, but sugar daddy mode. Like all these girls who are on Instagram taking pictures at beaches and doing all this shit, bro. I travel for real, bro. I remember being in Thailand, going into all the most beautiful beaches in Thailand. Every beach, there was all of these girls where this dude was following them, filming their every move and taking pictures. Some were their boyfriend or sometimes husband, but a lot of times it's just the sugar daddy who brought them there. Every now and then you get a group of 3 girls who traveled together and they're taking pictures of each other, but that was way more rare than these dudes who are flying these chicks to places and then, you know, that's just what it is. So that's one thing I didn't hear her mention, the sugar daddy thing. I've seen a lot. If you're a beautiful woman, a lot of times they got a sugar daddy, or like she said, they popping off on OF trying to get a little bag.
Jewelry, it's all Amazon. Traveling, you can kind of do quite affordably, but in terms of like going on yachts and all that, yeah, the girls that you're seeing in Miami on yachts, they're doing things that most moral people probably wouldn't want to do.
Facts.
The cars, yep, again, they're putting themselves into massive debt. The fancy apartments in New York City and LA, yeah, they have like 5 to 10 roommates. Could you imagine being a 35-year-old adult having 3 or 4 different roommates just to pay the bills? I'm not dogging on them. If you got to do that to live, you got to do that to live. But doing that just to uphold a certain social status or a certain image to people out in the fake universe that is social media, that's what I don't.
Beyond that, doing that and acting like you're not doing that, right? She's saying one premise, I'm saying the other. I'm saying this person going into this, you know, luxury apartment or whatever, film and be like, yo, we doing it, da 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 da. Then finding out they have 5 roommates or 6 roommates or whatever. And it's just like, why lie about this shit, man? You know what I mean? But again, everything's a thirst trap, right? Dudes are doing it to get women. Women are doing it to get attention. And it's just this circular thing that goes on. And it just gets more aggressive and bigger. It's like the snowball. It just keeps getting more momentum. And society is just going to this unique place.
Understand. I don't know. Don't let social media fool y'all, okay? And trust me, I have nice things. I like nice things, but I'm a normal person with a 9-to-5 job and I do social media on the side. Plus, I am married. So all the bills that we have that a normal person would have, like a house note, groceries, all that is split 50-50 between me and my husband. I pay for my car, but my husband pays for everything else. He pays for gas, electric, honestly, most of the groceries, all the dinners out. My man takes care of me. Cell phone bills, he takes care of me. So if I was single, I wouldn't be living the lifestyle that I'm currently living, not with my salary. And I make a fairly good living, I'll be really fucking honest. But in this day and age, in this economy, with how the economy's just tanked the past like 4 or 5 years, yeah, most people aren't living the life that you're seeing on social media. It's fucking fake. And sorry to burst.
So, you know, it's interesting what she said that, because this is how me and my wife were. For the last year and a half, I pay for everything. So she, like, I pay my wife as a, I don't want to say an allowance. I pay her as like, I don't even want to talk about that because of taxes, but she gets paid from me and I pay for everything. Okay. So that's just how I do it now. But originally going into it, when we first met, boyfriend and girlfriend, and moved in together, it was 50-50. But then as we progressed and got more serious, I would just take on more things, right? And before I started covering everything, you know, I was covering like 75% of everything, you know, and she was just covering 20, but the 25% was like normally like if she had a car payment, which she didn't, because eventually I just bought her a car. but like her insurance, her this, her that, her little expenditures, she would just cover, and then I covered everything else. And then I told her to stop working. She was doing a daycare stuff, and I told her stop. I'm going to cover everything. And since then, I've been a psychopath. I have to work at a very high level, whether it be on YouTube, concerts, some of my other businesses behind the scenes. I have to be a psycho. It's crazy in this economy. It is, but you grind, and I, let me not say that. Let me not say it's as easy as just grinding, and because this economy is effed up, and I think no, I don't think I'm 45 years old, and I've gained certain valuable experiences over time, which has allowed me to leverage certain things, and I'm doing really well right now. That could change. I don't know. It's really hard being an entrepreneur. I don't have someone cutting a check for me, so there's always this stress and angst. But I'm a really good connector. I'm resourceful. I'm charismatic. I make certain things happen. So I'm going to leave that there. But what she's saying, I thought it was interesting because she's being real right there. She's like, look, my life is a certain way because I'm married and we both have good jobs and we're both bringing money into the fold. And it sounds like her husband is bringing more than her because he takes care of her everything. That's what she's saying, you know? Other than the little, she said they're, hold on,
social media,
she said they're 50-50, but when she started explaining it, it didn't sound like they're totally 50-50. So, but if she has, like, if she's making six figures or more, it's just like, well, damn, you know? But anyway, that's why she gets to, you know, post up and do the TikTokers. Let's go.
And fake. And sorry to burst the bubble for anybody who is saying otherwise, because it's not the case. And it's fine also not to have those luxurious goods. Take the money that you do have, that if you have anything left over outside of like your necessities, put it into stocks, put it into a 401k, put it into some sort of investment, because you'll make a lot more money long term. Stop buying all this bullshit just to impress other people. It's not worth it.
It's true. You know, I got that wake up call watching Vlad TV, and he was talking about people who wear Jordans, which was me. And he was like, all these people wear Jordans. They put, you know, a typical pair of Jordan, entry level Jordan that you're not getting at Ross or some outlet is about $125 to $150, but some really nice ones are $350. Exclusive shit goes up to like $800. I mean, you can get some like M&Ms for like $35,000, right? So essentially, he was like, people will buy all these Jordans, but never put money into Nike stock. He's like, if you love their company that much, put it into the stock and let it grow over time. And when he said that, that's when his thing started clicking for me, and I started moving a little bit differently. I haven't bought a pair of Jordans in, I think, like 6 or 7 years. And my whole other thing is Ralph Lauren. Like, if you guys, my wife gets mad because I have 2 closets full of clothes because I was a fashion kid when I was in high school. Now I'm out of fashion, but I still have all this Ralph Lauren polo stuff. But I haven't bought anything polo in years, you know? And when I do, I buy it on sale, you know, at the outlets and stuff like that. But essentially, I could, though. That's what's crazy. I'm in a position where I could actually do a little bit of a little luxury stuff, kind of, but I just choose not to because I want to invest in my future, in retirement, and my children and my family. So I don't think she's wrong. Honestly, I could have just let that shit play and be like, she cooked. That's fire. I don't think there was one thing I disagreed with her on. I just added to the conversation. So anyways, go check her out on TikTok if you want. Holla at your boy.
City boy, city boy.